So I've been in a real big Dragon Ball Z mood lately, so today I'm going to give you guys my top 5 Dragon Ball Z movies of all time. These are the movies that I felt stood out the most, were the best written, or just overall were good movies. So I'm going to start from least to greatest. Hope you guys enjoy, and let me know what are your top 5 Dragon Ball Z movies. Coming in at number 5, Dragon Ball Z, The Tree of Might. This movie I definitely felt was one of those movies where it kind of felt like almost an alternate reality. It almost felt as though, what if this was what happened with Goku? He never made it to Earth. He just kind of wandered around the universe because the guy, Turles, the main villain, looks just like him. And overall, it was just a real unique take on a what if scenario with Goku. Although it was still technically Turles and, you know, Goku was in the movie, nonetheless, it was interesting to see how it was done. And overall, it just really gave you a nice breakaway. Obviously, it's not canon, but nonetheless, I definitely said this movie was freaking awesome. Some of the battles, seeing Gohan go into his Uzaru form. Every time Gohan went in that form, you know shit was getting real and the battle was serious. So definitely got to say that. Number 5, Turles, The Tree of Might. It was a fun movie. And at the time, this was one of the first Dragon Ball Z movies I think I ever seen. And it really just stood out to me as just like, if Goku went down that road, he would have been a real fucked up person. You got the Tree of Might. It seems as though it had a bit of biblical references with the tree giving you the fruit. But nonetheless, it was a fantastic DBZ movie, action-oriented. And it just, you know, it's a good movie. Definitely one of my favorites, and I'm glad it was one of the first ones I ran into back when I was younger. Number 4, Broly, the Legendary Super Saiyan. I'm referring to the first Broly movie, the one where it all started. Now, this is a very controversial movie. A lot of people praise it as the greatest Dragon Ball Z movie, and some people say they wish Broly was actually canon to the main story, while others say that it's overrated and they don't like Broly. For me personally, I don't think this is the greatest Dragon Ball Z movie of all time, but I will say that I think it was very interesting to add a little bit of this mystique to this legendary Super Saiyan and kind of see Goku in his past, you know, something come back to haunt him from his Saiyan days, even though he was just a baby. And it really just played around a little bit with the Saiyan mythology and some stuff with King Vegeta, and I like stuff like that. But I guess the best thing was just this monster, Broly. I think what everybody loves about Broly is Broly's strength, his craziness of just, he don't give a fuck, he just wants to kill Kakarot. Kakarot! Weird to hear Vic Mignogna just screaming Kakarot throughout the movie, but nonetheless, definitely a fantastic movie as well. Love the action in it. A little bit disappointed by how Broly is defeated with that blow from Goku, but overall, it was still awesome action in this movie, and it just really felt like one of those helpless situations that Dragon Ball Z a lot of times can make you feel like, how the fuck are they possibly gonna put this maniac down that is above Super Saiyan power? It's just like, it was a very good take on a what-if scenario again, if there was like this Super Saiyan that was just out of their league. Although the 2 follow-up movies were definitely disappointing. I mean, by the 3rd movie, you were like, please, no more Broly. Well, at least me anyway. Number 3, Cooler's Revenge. The first Cooler movie, when Cooler showed up and he said, you know, I'm gonna take care of what my brother couldn't take care of. It just felt like some evil revenge from a brother that, you know, he wanted to take revenge for his brother, but he didn't really give a fuck about Frieza at that. And it just really was an interesting take on what if Frieza had a brother and came up and he wanted to fight Goku, and Goku really still didn't master Super Saiyan at this point, so he had to struggle against him. The villains weren't all that, in particular the side villains that Cooler brought along with him, but it was still a fun ride. And that very first scene when Piccolo sees Cooler and he's like, I thought we killed you, and he's like, oh no, I'm not Frieza. It was just a freaking awesome ride, and this movie definitely was another solid one. Love some of the soundtracks that Funimation threw in there as well. While a lot of people aren't fond of the English music, I thought it was freaking awesome to have the Deftones in there, and it just really made everything even that much more intense. And when Goku is just getting up there and you see the angry face, he's like, you know, taking revenge. Now it's my turn to fuck you up. You know shit was gonna get real. Definitely gotta say, Cooler's Revenge, awesome fights, awesome action, which is what DBZ movies do. They bring you the action, but it also felt as though, okay, the Frieza saga continued a little bit more. We got a little bit more of his relatives, and I just wished, I guess, they would have expanded a bit more on the family branch of Frieza, but nonetheless, awesome movie. Number 2, Fusion Reborn. This is the first film where you get to see Goku and Vegeta use fusion, but not using the earrings. They have to do the fusion dance, and when you get to see Gogeta and how freaking destructive he is, how he defeats the villain in one blow, it's just freaking awesome. The main villain at first, he kind of just seemed a little bit weird, Janemba, but when he gets into his solid, you know, sleek form, then it's like, yo, he's about to fuck shit up. It was also nice to see a little bit of Vegeta and Goku teaming up. Anytime they ever team up, it always feels like an awesome ride, and with this movie, seeing them team up and even fusing, you know the villain was badass when Vegeta has to put his pride away and say, you know what? I'm gonna have to work with Goku, Kakarot to finish this motherfucker off. Definitely one of the more iconic films with having Gogeta show up, and it was just a freaking fun ride as well. Awesome shit. Now this next one, number one, was a bit difficult because if some of you seen my Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods review, I said Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods I felt was the best movie of all time. After further examination and looking at it, while it's still a fantastic movie, it was tough to say whether or not it still held up and was like, yeah, that's definitely the best Dragon Ball Z movie. And after looking closely at it, I definitely gotta say, for me, it's a tie with number one, Dragon Ball Z Wrath of Dragon and Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods. What Battle of Gods did, it kind of broke away from what the typical DBZ movie is, where it's just action, 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 and it more so went into like a comedic based element, and you still had epic battles, mainly Goku versus Bills. You got a little bit of character development even with Vegeta, kind of saying, you know, don't hurt my Bulma, and I really liked how it just really felt canon to the story, but I can't shy away from Wrath of Dragon and how amazing it was. Tapion, the beast that they had to fight, and it kind of felt like it was taking a storybook and kind of throwing it into the Dragon Ball Z world and having this awesome battle with this dragon where even Super Saiyan 3 Goku was having a tough time. You got Mystic, Gohan, everybody just going in, and the battles in that one was pretty epic as well, and the storytelling was pretty nice paced as well. So it was kind of like really difficult for me to choose, and I definitely gotta say I think both of them are the greatest Dragon Ball Z movies because they're both freaking awesome. They both have awesome action, and they both even add a little bit to the canon because with this particular movie, it kind of displays of how Trunks got his sword, and he got it basically from Tapion. So it was a nice little treat as well with this movie to get a little bit of canon, and of course Battle of Gods as well. So that's definitely number one, Battle of Gods and Wrath of Dragon. But that's all for my list, guys. Let me know what you think. What are the top 5 Dragon Ball Z movies of all time, not including the TV specials like Bardock, the Father of Goku, or Episode of Bardock, or any of those, History of Trunks. Those are TV specials, so I kind of just wanted to keep this movie oriented for the most part, because if not, it would probably just be History of Trunks, Bardock, Father of Goku at number 1 and 2. But that's all I have for this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Thumbs up for Dragon Ball Z movies, because you know when it comes to DBZ movies, you can always count on them to bring the epic and over-the-top action that never ceases to amaze. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.